Hi everyone, Carolyn here again. Welcome back to Encounter Encouragement. Tonight I want to talk to you about burdens. How many of you have been carrying a heavy situation, dealing with something? It might be debt, it might be an argument with a family member or a friend, it might be work issues, it might be a health issue. Maybe you've recently been sick, off of work, maybe you've had an injury that's laid you up for a while. It might be a bad relationship. It could be anything that's really weighing heavy on you. Now, each of these situations is what we call a burden that you are carrying currently. You're bearing this burden, and my question is, what have you done to alleviate this burden? Have you kept it a secret? A lot of people do because they don't want to burden somebody else. They don't want to be embarrassed by telling someone what they're going through. They don't want to be judged. If you've got a lot of credit card debt and you suddenly racked up some more, sometimes people are going to judge you, So, multiple reasons why you might want to keep it a secret. And I get it. It's hard sometimes to share what you're going through. But I remember this saying that I've heard. A joy shared is a joy doubled. Because when you share a joy with somebody, they share that excitement with you. And so you've doubled the joy of whatever it is that you're sharing. But a burden shared is a burden halved. And by that I mean halved as in HALVED, as in cut in half. When you carry a burden, you have the full weight of that on you. But if you share it, you're only carrying half of it. I'll give you an example from when I grew up. I grew up on a farm, and we always had a huge garden. And sometimes we'd have to go out and pick a ridiculous amount of whatever it was, tomatoes, let's say, and carry them back because somebody wanted 5 bushels of tomatoes. So let's say we had a 5-gallon pail and we're out in the field picking tomatoes, and all of a sudden we realize we have 2 of us and we have 3 buckets to bring back. Well, instead of one person carrying 1 bucket in each hand and being extra burdened and the other one just carrying 1 bucket, if we shared one between the 2 of us, it was a lesser load. And we distributed that weight between the 2 of us, and it made for an easier carry back. This is what I'm talking about when I say we share a burden with someone else and we half it. Now, one thing to remember is that you have to be very careful about who you share the burden with, because not everyone is an appropriate person to share this burden with. Some people have no business being in your business. I get that. Some people are going to judge you. I get that. Others are going to embarrass you, and I get that too. So you have to find that trusted friend, that family member that you know you can always go to, the one who always has your back. That's who you share with. Now, for my personal situation, I have been carrying a burden this week. I started this YouTube channel 8 days ago, and I've been carrying a burden that I feel it's time to share. Now, some people are going to judge me for it. That's perfectly okay. Some people may try to make me feel embarrassed by it. That's perfectly okay. But the point is, I'm going to share it. And I hope and pray that this will be okay with you, because I'm enjoying doing what I'm doing and I'm enjoying talking to you. So, the burden that I am sharing tonight is that I have been trying to do this channel without offending anyone, without telling somebody, here's what I think the Bible says, or here's what I feel God says to me. I don't want to offend somebody by sharing my faith and having them turn away from me because I have a faith in God. But I've just lightened my burden right now because there are those of you who are out there who will help pick up this burden, who will say it's okay. For those of you who don't like this idea that I share my burdens, with my best friend, and I share them with certain family members, but almost every single burden that I have, and I'm working on getting better at this, I bring to the Lord in prayer. And when I do that, I feel peace about it. And that's why I couldn't hold this in anymore. That's where my hope comes from. That's where my strength comes from. That's where everything I have comes from the Lord. Therefore, I have to share, and I can't be hindered by worrying about whether somebody is going to judge me for it or is going to walk away. Those of you who want to stay, I am thrilled by it, and I am completely blessed by that. Those who choose to walk away, I wish you well. I wish you well. But I want you to know that I do pray about this channel, and I do pray about what to say, and I do hope and pray that someone out there is getting something from it. So, in sharing my burden, I ask that you would share your burdens with me, and maybe I can help you as well. It's easier to lighten a load and share it among friends than to carry it yourself. So I hope that you will all come back and visit me again soon. Feel free to share in the comments the burdens that you're going through, and hopefully we can come up with some solutions and options. You don't have to take the options that we give, but we can maybe come up with some options to help lighten that load for you. So I look forward to seeing you all again, and until then, I wish you have a blessed day. Thanks for sharing. Bye-bye.